we're joined by Dr. Anthony Fauci, Chief Medical Advisor to President Biden. Dr. Fauci, good morning to you. It's great to have you on a Saturday morning. So despite all the progress on getting people vaccinated, we're still seeing an increase in cases, up about 7% in a week, and now hospitalizations are ticking up in a number of states as well. How worried are you about this rise, and what do we know about what's causing it?
You know, I'm quite concerned about the rise because we've seen this pattern before where you get a peak in cases like we've had over the previous couple of months. Then the cases start to come down very sharply, and instead of continuing to go down, they plateau. And that's what we saw a couple of weeks ago. They plateaued between 50 and 60,000 cases a day. Once you get stuck at that plateau, previously we've seen beginnings of surges. We've seen that in our own country in previous surges, and that's exactly what's going on in Europe right now. So I'm quite concerned, as are my colleagues in the public health arena, that we might start seeing a resurgence of cases, which would really be unfortunate because just now the vaccines are coming online. A lot more people are getting vaccinated. If we could hold on just a bit longer, we could get a lot more people vaccinated, which would make that surge less likely. You know, spring break is here. That's another thing that adds fuel to the fire of resurgence. So bottom line answer to your question is it is of concern to me.
But we do, as we mentioned there, about 35% of Americans have already had at least one dose. Won't that help keep the possible outbreaks in check to some degree?
Absolutely. And that's the point I'm making, that if we could hang on every day, we're vaccinating between 2.5 and 3 million people per day. So every day that goes by that we hang on a bit, it makes it less likely for a surge to occur. But if people just put aside all public health measures, namely put the masks aside, go to bars, go to restaurants, you're going to see a surge. And that's really a big problem. We don't want that to happen. It would be really taking a step backwards as opposed to going in the right direction.
Another topic I want to ask you about. Yesterday, you outlined a new large-scale study involving college students that gets to the key question of whether fully vaccinated people can still transmit COVID to someone else. How critical is it to get answers on this? And could this study help lead to us finally throwing away the mask once and for all?
Well, it is a critical study, and that's the reason why we started it and supporting it. It's important because people are asking a reasonable question. Listen, if I get vaccinated, what is the chance of my getting infected, not having any symptoms, and transmitting it to someone else, which is the reason why we ask people, even when they're vaccinated, to wear masks, and the possibility that they may be infected, not know it, and transmit it to others. What this study is going to show is that people who are vaccinated, what is the likelihood that they are going to transmit a subclinical infection to someone else? If we find out they don't, that would make it much, much more liberal in doing things when you're vaccinated without worrying about infecting other people.
You gave us a timeline of 5 months on this study. Do you think 5 months is when we might be able to start removing that mask?
Well, you know, removing the mask is really going to depend on what the level of infection in the community is. If the vaccine rollout goes well and a lot less people on a daily basis get infected, then the likelihood of being able to pull back on mask wearing. I don't want to go there and say it'll be at this date because we don't know. Right now, the one thing I do know is that we have between 50 and 60,000 new infections a day. When you're at that level, you still got to wear a mask.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, thank you so much for your time this morning. We do appreciate it.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.